Dear students in grade 12, good afternoon. Welcome to our English seminar for today, in which we are going to discuss Unit 3 and Unit 4 in the student's book as well as the activity book. Well, dear students, as you know, in both units, Unit 3 and Unit 4, you know that we have about 3 texts, one in the activity book in Unit 3, which is about paper, and in Unit 4 in the student's book we have also a text about desertification. Also we have in Unit 4 in the activity book we have another text about the Amazon rainforest in South America. Well, dear students, let me first, before we start our seminar for today, welcome my dear colleagues in the studio who are going to participate. Miss Lama Haloum, an English supervisor from Latakia. Good afternoon, Miss Lama.
Good afternoon, Mr. Bass.
And Mr. Hussam Al-Mahmoud, an English teacher from Tartus Directorate. Good afternoon, Mr.
Good afternoon, Mr. Bass. Good
afternoon. Well, dear students, dear colleagues in the field, as you know, as I said at the beginning, in these units we have a number of skills. As I said before in our first seminar, these seminars, dear students, are not lessons. We are just trying to highlight some points in your course. I mean, we can discuss some grammatical skills in Unit 3, in Unit 4, and we can discuss some texts in both books. Well, dear colleagues, we can start from Unit 3. I think in Unit 3 in the student's book we don't have a text, but in the activity book we have a text about paper.
Yes.
As you know, dear students, dear colleagues, when we talk about paper, the title, of course, is recycling resources. Of course, you know that we have many products in our environment that can be recycled. In the supplementary book, especially when we talk about the scientific section, they have in their book some products and how we can recycle these products. One of them is paper, of course.
Yes.
We can recycle many materials in our environment. We can recycle glass, we can recycle metals and paper and plastic.
Yes.
So one of them is paper, as I said. In this text, which is titled Recycling Resources, it talks about paper. If we go back in history, dear colleagues, let's discuss some points about paper in general. Mr. Hussam, let me start with you, please.
Okay.
When we talk about paper, would you please give the students a short idea about paper? I mean, the first paper which was made,
from
where,
cloth.
how long
Yes.
ago, the material which was made from, etc. A lot of details about paper. Please.
In the past, paper was first made in China about 2,000 years ago, and it was made from cloth. They started making paper from cloth in China 2,000 years ago.
So in the past, of course, paper can or could be made from let's say different materials.
Yes.
What materials in general, Miss Lama, can paper be made from?
It can be made from grass, from sugar cane, and it can be made also, as we said, from the native source, which is the wood itself.
The wood pulp, you mean?
Yes,
the original
the wood pulp,
source,
the original
which
one.
is
Yes.
pulp, wood pulp.
So there are many sources
Now,
to
if
make
we
paper.
talk about today, Mr. Hussam,
Yes.
we have, as Miss Lama said, many materials that paper can be made from.
Yes.
One of them is wood pulp. What about today? What is the most commonly used material nowadays to make a new paper?
The most commonly used materials are old newspapers and cardboards.
So
they
we can say it is wood pulp.
Recycle, yes, they turn it into wood pulp to make new paper, new from old.
Good. So
New from
we can
old
say in general, dear students, that paper can be made from all kinds of materials, such as cotton fibers, grass, sugar cane, and nowadays the most commonly used material which is used to make new paper is wood pulp.
Yes.
That's it. Thank you very much. Now, of course, when human beings in general cut down trees course. We call this deforestation, cutting
Yes.
down of trees. So, and this is one of the reasons which cause desertification.
Yes.
Now,
The main one.
Exactly. So, what do environmentalists advise us to do as human beings? Because, of course, they don't like, or they, let's say, avoid cutting down
the
trees.
Yes.
They recommend us to do something else. So, what is the recommendation of environmentalists, Ms.
It's
Lama?
to recycle old
To
paper.
recycle old paper,
Yes.
not to throw old
Yes.
paper away. So we can
Yes.
recycle this old paper,
To save trees,
of course,
to save
because
the woods.
human beings, let's say houses, institutions in society, all of them produce, let's say,
Huge
substantial
quantity, yes.
quantities,
Substantial quantities, yes.
of waste,
Waste.
every day, and let's say paper, let's say, forms a big percentage in
Yes.
this waste. We can recycle this quantity. We can make benefit of it
Yeah.
instead of disposing of it or burying it. No, we can recycle
Recycle it
old
again,
paper
yes.
to use it again.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. Now, when we talk about recycling paper, Mr. Hussam,
Yes.
of course, this process has a number of advantages. What are, in general, let's say, the advantages of recycling paper?
There are many advantages. We can reduce the electricity used to make a new paper, and also we can save water. We can save water, electricity, and also we can reduce the environmental damage.
Good.
The environmental damage can be less. We can save
Energy.
energy. We can save energy, which means
Before
electricity.
Dana, we can use the laptop, please. We can use the laptop. Thank you very much. I'm sorry, Mr. Hussam.
Okay.
We have a call, maybe Dana from Tartus. Good afternoon, Dana.
Good afternoon.
Would you please raise your voice? I can't hear you very well. Please. Your voice.
Hello, my name is Dana. I'm from Tartus. I want to ask Mr. Hussam a question.
Okay, Mr. Hussam, please.
Okay.
She's
Hello,
from
Mr. Hussam. How are you?
Welcome, welcome.
Okay.
I have a question about a sentence in page 28 student's book.
28 students book. Yes.
In exercise 2, the last sentence when Hani is speaking.
Again, please.
In exercise 2,
Yes.
the last sentence when Hani is speaking.
Which page, Dana?
Page number
twen-
28, exercise number
28.
2, the last sentence, honey. I'm
the
hot.
the sentence is I'm hot. I haven't had a cold drink since breakfast.
Okay.
The question is, can we say I haven't been having a cold drink since
We can,
breakfast?
sorry, we can use the laptop. We can use the laptop. Please, the laptop. Here we are. This one, Dana, exercise 3.
Exercise number 2.
Two.
Number
The
2,
last sentence,
Number
honey.
2, the last sentence. Okay. Mr. Hussam, please.
I am hot. I haven't had a cold drink since breakfast.
Yes.
So
And the
you-
question is, can we say
Can we say I haven't been having a cold drink since breakfast?
no? We can't say that because here have means own, and when we use the verb have as in the meaning as own or possess, we can't use it in the progressive tenses. Here, I haven't had a cold drink since breakfast. It's okay that since can be used with present perfect and present perfect continuous, but here the verb have means own or possess, and so that we can't use it in present perfect continuous. Is it okay, Dana?
Okay,
may
thank you
I
very
add
much.
something, Dana? Are you with me? Dana?
Yes.
If you go back, thank you, Mr. Hussam. Your
Thank you.
question is, your answer is very clear, but I'd like to add
Okay.
something here. The verb have here, Dana, is called a state verb. It's not an action verb. As you know, when we use the present perfect simple, we use it to talk about an achievement, to talk about something that happened or never happened
Yes.
before now. So this case here, in this condition, or in this case, here we are talking about something that hasn't, let's say, happened before now.
Yes.
I haven't had a cold drink, okay? So we cannot use it in the progressive. Maybe if we have another verb, like drink, for example.
Yes.
I haven't been drinking a lot in, let's say, in the last few days. We can use that. But in this case here, because we have the verb have, as Mr. Hussam said, it is a state verb. It's not an action verb, so we cannot use it in the progressive form.
Okay.
Is it clear?
Okay.
Thank you, Dana.
Thank you very much.
Do you have another question?
No, I haven't.
Okay, goodbye. Good luck, Dana. Thanks for your call. We can go back, dear colleagues, to the text. We can use the laptop, please. So again, Mr. Hussam, you were talking about the advantages, page 14 in the activity book.
We have talked about the advantages of recycling paper. Yes. And I have said
now, if we go directly to line 20 in the text,
yes.
Here some of the facts. Here are some of the facts related to producing recycled paper. Mr. Hussam, please.
For example, a large proportion of household waste is paper and or cardboard. About half of this is the newspapers and magazines. Now, for every ton of paper used for recycling, we save 30,000 liters of water, from 3 to 4,000 kilowatt per hour of electricity, and reduce air pollution.
So these are the advantages
of recycling
paper. When we recycle paper, we save water, we save electricity, and we reduce
the
air
environmental
pollution. That's it. Now, Ms. Lama, thank you, Mr. Hussam. Ms. Lama, when we bury paper in the ground, of course, there must be, let's say, some disadvantages.
Yes.
Yeah, of course.
Why is burying paper is harmful to the environment? I mean, recycling paper is less harmful to the environment than burying it, right?
Then it's
so
better
why is
to recycle
it harmful?
Yeah, why not to bury it? Because when we bury this paper, it rots. And it can cause many harmful gases which could pollute the soil,
like methane.
like the methane, yes. And it can, which is considered one of the most harmful greenhouse gases, which can pollute the soil and the atmosphere at the same time.
When we talk about some, let's say, a new vocabulary in the text, if we go back to the top of the page, dear students,
number 1.
Here we have some new vocabulary. We have the word cloth, the laptop, please, thank you. Cloth, thank you. We have fiber, we have rot, and we have sustainable, we have wood pulp. When we say a very small piece of paper, wood or cloth, what does this definition refer to, Mr. Hussam?
It refers to fiber.
Fiber.
Yes.
Again, we have a call from Aleppo. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Good afternoon.
Hello.
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 Hello, good afternoon. Your name, please?
Muhammad Sheikh Musa.
Muhammad Sheikh Musa from Aleppo. Okay, Muhammad. What is your question, please?
On page 60, talking about wishes.
Page 60 in what page?
Activity book.
In the activity book, page 60 or 16?
No, 16, sorry.
16?
Yeah.
Express wishing, yes.
Wish.
Page
16.
Here we are. What exercise, Muhammad?
Exercise 1.
Exercise 1. Okay. About wish. Yes.
Yeah.
What is your question, Muhammad?
My brother spent many hours talking on the phone.
My brother spends many hours talking on the phone. Miss Lama, please.
Yes.
You can talk with Muhammad.
You want us to solve it for you. So my brother spends many hours talking on the phone. Here, this is to use I wish. I wish my brother wouldn't spend so much hours talking on the phone, because here you are not criticizing. You are a little bit annoyed about this action.
Okay.
So we can use would plus would not plus the infinitive form of the verb.
Thank you, Muhammad. In this case here, in this sentence, my brother spends many hours talking on the phone. It's very clear that the speaker here is annoying or is expressing some annoyance from someone's behavior. I mean, he doesn't like his brother's behavior, right?
Yes. They
So
don't like.
he likes his brother, let's say, to change this behavior,
yes.
and he wishes something for him. So when we wish, as you know, we are imagining something about reality which is not true. So when we imagine, we should use the past form after the verb wish. In English grammar, we have to use the past form, so we have to use would here, because we are, let's say, criticizing someone's behavior, or we are trying
Wishing
to express
him to
some
stop.
anger, some
Yeah.
annoyance
Stop doing
maybe.
that.
And I'd like him to change this behavior, so we can say, I wish he would change this bad habit, or I wish he would stop, or I wish he wouldn't spend so many
much
hours.
hours.
You can use your own words, Muhammad, not only the words between brackets
in
here.
brackets, yes.
Here the words between brackets, let's say, just one of the, let's say, solutions, one
or
of the expressions,
yes.
one of the
Suggestions.
expressions,
To let him
but not
change.
everything.
Yeah.
So you can use your own new words to express what you want, but you have to depend on the grammatical rule. When we talk about wish, you have to follow the rule and to use the past form after wish. That's it. Is
Yeah,
it
thank
clear? Ahmad,
Yes.
can you do it again, please?
About reading, right?
B, sentence
The same
B,
one.
please. The same
Yes.
one.
My brother spent many hours talking on the
Okay.
phone.
Can you use I wish now, please?
No.
You can't? Can't you say I wish
Yes,
my
I can,
brother
yes,
wouldn't
yes.
spend so many hours talking on the phone?
Yeah, we can.
That's it, so you can. Okay. Can you do the next one? Sentence C.
Yes.
In practice to help us in the exam.
I can answer you. In the exam, as you know, when we ask you such a question, the rubric says, rewrite the following sentences as required in brackets. One of them, maybe, is to write a wish sentence. So we say, use I wish, that's it. So you are free. You have to use I wish and use your own words. Not like the exercise in the activity book, in which there are some words and you have to use these words. It's just a training for you here. But in the exam, the matter is different.
There is no need for these words.
You are not given some words between the brackets to use them when you want to write a wish sentence. No. You have to use only I wish and use your own words. Okay?
Change
Okay.
the sentence.
Nuran or Buran, I'm sorry, Buran Sabra, right?
No.
Okay. Do you have another question?
Yes. What about exercise number one sentences? Can I say I wish he didn't lose his case?
Yes, of course. You have to use the past form, as we said, after wish. So, didn't, it's okay. It's correct sometimes. Why not? You can use it. Anyway, Buran, I want you to follow us. When we finish talking about the text of the Amazon rainforest, we are going to talk in details about how to write wish sentences. Okay?
Okay.
Thank you very much.
Hi.
Goodbye. Thank you. Good luck. Well, let's go back, dear
Yes.
colleagues. We talked about some effects of desertification and why people move to greener areas, as you said. Now, but there must be a reason or a real cause of desertification in general. What is the real cause of desertification? We know that at the beginning of this process, there must be some natural changes
Yes.
in the
In the
climate.
climate. It's not the only reason.
There's something different in the climate,
They
not
start
as
the
usual,
process.
right? Some natural changes in the climate happen,
Yeah.
but they are not
The only-
the real
The real
cause
cause, yes.
of desertification. There must be
Exactly.
something else. What is it?
The main reason for that is the human being activities themselves, because human beings are destroying the
So
natural
we
environment.
ourselves,
Yes.
human beings, are the real cause
Yes, of course,
desertification.
they are not doing that for fun. There
okay.
is a reason.
Yes.
They have
So-
their own reasons. But
Sure.
But human beings
Now,
are
like
the main-
what? Of course, human beings do a lot of activities, and these human activities cause desertification. One of these activities is, Mr. Hussam,
Cutting down trees.
cutting down trees, which means
deforestation.
deforestation.
Yes.
So
Yes.
deforestation means the cutting down
of trees, yes.
Yes.
So why are trees cut down?
They are cut down for many reasons.
For
To make
growing the
places
land.
for growing
To grow the
food.
land.
Yes, for
To
growing
farmers.
food. Yes.
Farmers
Farmers.
cut down trees to
sell the
grow
Their
their
crops.
land,
Yes.
or to use the land for grazing, maybe. So this is another reason.
Yes.
Grazing or overgrazing is another reason.
Overgrazing, yes.
When farmers tend to overgraze their land,
The
what
soil
happens?
becomes-
What is the effect? The effect of overgrazing on the
The soil
land?
will become very, very poor, and it will be
It
changed.
kills
Yeah.
The
Some
layer, the
grass
top
and
layer,
other
of
plants.
course.
When
of course.
when animals graze the land, repeatedly.
There is no chance
Right?
to have
Yes.
new ones.
These are recurrent events, of course. So this causes this, let's say, behavior causes
Killing down the grasses
to kill off grass and
Yes.
other plants.
Yes.
permanently.
So, which causes
Usually
at the
it's
end
permanent.
desertification,
Yes.
which leads to desertification.
There is nothing to stop the wind
Exactly.
from blowing
But some
and
farmers,
washing away.
because there are, let's say, let me say, growing number of people to feed. Some farmers tend to over cultivate their land.
Yes.
Yeah.
When we say over cultivate, to cultivate is to grow the land.
Yes.
To over, when we say over, it
To do
means
something
to a
more
lot,
than usual,
a lot,
yes.
more than usual.
Yes.
Of course, this has a lot of effects on the soil.
Yeah.
How, let's say, does over cultivation affect the soil? What happens to the soil?
It
in this
becomes
case?
poor because
And-
you can't
and
use
productive.
it and unproductive because
Yes.
you can't use it at that heavy way.
Good.
You have to let it rest in order to be productive. So when you over cultivate it, so once it will give you everything and then it will become dead.
Yes.
So
There
this
are
over
less minerals
cultivating,
in the soil, less minerals.
yes,
Yes.
Yes.
This
So-
over cultivating it can make the economy better, but the economical situation better, but on
Yes.
the expense of the land
So,
itself.
I'd like to talk about deforestation again, Mr. Hussam.
Yes.
When we cut down trees, we know that this, let's say, erodes the soil,
Yes.
destroys slowly
The top layer of soil, yes.
Kills.
the
Yes.
top layer of soil. In this case, we don't have, let's say, longer trees. No longer trees are there.
Yes.
No longer plants are there. So the soil will be in danger or at risk.
Will be
in this
exposed
case.
to the wind, high winds
High
or
winds.
strong winds, and this
Heavy rain
There is
itself.
yes, heavy rain. There is nothing to stop the wind from blowing and washing away the top layer of soil.
Exactly.
Yes.
So the roots of these trees, of these
Yes.
plants, let's say,
Usually keep
protect
the soil. Yes.
the top layer of soil. So when there is a wind, when there is a rain, it is protected, I mean the
Yes.
soil. But when there are no longer trees, no longer plants, nothing will stop, as you said,
Yes, yeah.
wind
Be
and
easy
rain from
to wash away the
from
top layer.
blowing or
So
washing
wash
away
away.
Yes.
this top layer of soil.
And
I
as
think,
this,
dear students, you have now, let's say, some information, clear information about desertification. Of course, when you read any text, there must be some new words in each text. You have to focus on these new vocabulary, try to express the meaning in English by using simple words. For example, when we say survive, it means
Stay alive.
stay alive. When we say erode, it means to destroy slowly.
Yes.
When we talk about climate, it means weather conditions
conditions
in an
in
area
yes.
over a
long
period of
period of
time,
time,
a long
yes.
period of time. When we talk about the word cultivate, it means to grow the land,
Yes.
etc.
To use
So
the
you
land
have to
for
express
farming.
these new words by using simple words. Don't try to translate the words into Arabic, because this won't, let's say, teach you English at all. It won't add
Exactly.
to your information or improve your English. To improve your English, you have to know the meaning in English, not
To
in
enrich-
Arabic.
to enrich their English
Exactly.
with
To
the new
increase-
words,
To
yes.
increase your vocabulary.
Yes.
Well, dear students, I'd like to remind you, as I said before at the beginning of this seminar, that you can contact us by using the phone numbers shown at the bottom of the screen. Now, I think it's time for a short break. Then
Yes.
we can go back. Let's have a break, dear students, then we can go back. Thank you. Welcome back, dear students. Hello again to our English seminar for today. As you remember, before the break, we were talking about a text in Unit 4 in the student's book, which is about desertification. Now we have the last text, which is in Unit 4 in the activity book, which is about the rainforest of the Amazon. Of course, dear students, again, the title is a little bit maybe
Funny.
shocking, or maybe it's funny, maybe.
Yes.
Funny.
No, it's your opinion,
Yes,
Lama.
because
feeding chickens
it's destroying the
is
climate.
destroying the climate. You can see it on the laptop. Feeding chickens is destroying the climate.
How
so
comes?
when a student reads Mr. Hussam this title, Miss Lama,
Yeah.
maybe he will feel a little bit confused. He gets
Yes.
What about
confused.
chickens? What do they do with
Feeding
climate?
chickens is destroying the climate. How? He
Yeah.
would ask maybe, how is feeding chickens destroying the climate?
Yeah.
But he has to read the whole text in order to know
To get
the
the
answer,
result,
to get the
yes.
answer.
There is exaggeration just to
We
attract the attention
know
of the
that the
students.
rainforest of the Amazon in general, of Brazil in South America, is very important. It's an important environment, of
Environment,
course,
yes.
for the whole world,
It
for the global
controls.
environment as a whole.
Yeah.
How, Mr. Hussam? A short idea, please, about it.
The Amazon rainforest is called the lung of the earth because there are so many trees. It covers a very big area that have got many trees, which makes it very important for the global environment because, as we all know, trees takes in the carbon dioxide and give oxygen.
So let's go back again. You said that this area or this rainforest covers 5%, as
Yes.
it is mentioned in the
Yes.
text, of the world's land surface, and at the same time it is home to at least 30% of the world's animals and plants.
Yes.
This gives the rainforest a great importance,
Yes.
and at the same time it is home for
About 180 different tribes.
220,000
Yes.
People.
People.
220,000
different
people.
tribes.
Yes, yes,
Yes.
yes,
Yes.
living deep in this rainforest.
Yes.
Now, Miss Lama, Mr. Hussam talked about the importance of this environment.
Yeah.
Now, why is it important? Mr. Hussam said because of its size and its location. And he talked a little bit about how it controls maybe
The atmosphere.
the climate
Yes.
of the whole world.
Yes.
How, please?
Because trees are usually take in the harmful gases, especially the carbon dioxide, and they produce the oxygen, which is very important for human beings. We use this oxygen. So when there is less trees, when there is less forest and the trees are cut down, so there is a huge quantity of the harmful gases, which are usually taken by the trees themselves.
Okay.
So that's why cutting this huge quantity of trees, especially in the rainforest, will cause more dangerous effects on human beings.
Okay. Now, this environment, this land plays a vital part. Vital means important.
Important, very
Part
important.
means
Yes.
role.
For human
an
beings.
important role. It plays an important role, a vital part in controlling the world's climate. How? Mr. Hussam said, it does this by taking in carbon dioxide and
giving or
releasing
releasing
oxygen. Very nice. But recently, large, as you said, numbers, large areas of the Amazon rainforest has been cut down.
Yes.
Okay, to make more land for farmers. So one of the reasons we can say that is, let's say, are destroying the rainforest of the Amazon
To use it
are
for
the farmers
farming.
themselves.
Yes.
They cut down trees to grow the land.
And again, for
Okay.
for their own benefits.
What do they when they cut down trees? They grow the land. What do they grow?
Usually they grow
Food.
soya beans. In
They
this
grow-
area.
Soybeans
They usually grow soybeans.
Yeah.
Soybeans, yes.
For what purpose?
for feeding chickens.
To import it to
They don't
Europe.
feed chickens.
No, they import.
They export
They export it to
export
be
soybeans
used
to
as-
Europe.
To export it.
In Europe,
They use it as
many countries
food for
use
chicken.
soybeans to feed their chickens by using soybeans.
Yes.
So
And
they
it-
use soybeans for feeding chickens in Europe.
In Europe,
That's
yes.
why when we say feeding chickens is
Destroying
destroying the
the
climate.
climate.
So we are destroying, the farmers in the Amazon region are destroying their, let's say, environment by themselves, because when they cut down trees, they grow soybeans instead, and they export soybeans
Yes.
And
to
get
Europe
more
to be
money.
used there as animals' food. In this way, they are destroying the climate in general.
Yeah,
Not only the environment of the Amazon,
the global.
the
global
region of the
environment.
Amazon, but the global environment as a whole. This is one reason.
Yes.
Is there another reason, Ms.
Yes.
Lama?
Yes, the farmers were
Not the
first
farmers. We
reason.
talked about
Yeah.
the farmers.
Yes.
And then we have the oil companies who usually look for oil.
You have
and
another
they
reason.
have to cut,
Oil companies cut down trees.
cut down the trees
Why?
to look for oil.
To look for
and
more
by
oil.
this way,
This
they
is
are
another
destroying
reason.
the
Yes.
natural environment.
Mr. Hussam, is there another reason?
There is a third reason. Ranchers.
Ranchers, what,
The owners
what do
of
you
cattle.
mean? The owners of the cattle?
Yes, when they want to grow or graze their cattle, they need a large
Spaces.
area for grazing.
Yes,
So they cut
for
down
grazing.
trees, yes.
And the last reason?
The loggers who cut
The
down
loggers.
the trees.
What are the loggers? Who
They-
are the loggers?
People
People
who
who
cut
sell
down
wood.
the trees.
Their
in
job
order
is to cut down trees to
sell
sell
them.
wood.
to sell the wood.
to
Yes.
sell the wood.
That's
yes.
it. So we have four reasons in general, we can
Yes.
say, that are destroying the
The-
rainforest of the Amazon. Farmers of the Amazon
Ranchers.
to grow soybeans, to
Yes.
export soybeans to Europe, to be used there as animal food. Ranchers, this is
who
another
need
reason.
their land to
Loggers is another reason. And the last
oil
reason
companies.
is the oil companies. Very nice. Now, of course, these human activities in general improve the economy of the region of the Amazon,
Yes.
but it destroys at the same time the global
The
environment.
global
the
environment,
natural
yes.
environment.
It is, they do this, but at the expense
Of
of
natural
the
environment.
future of the
Yes.
global environment, as it is mentioned in the text. Now,
They improve their
of
lives.
course, at the beginning we said that there are many people living deep in this rainforest or in the forest
They
itself.
depend on it.
How is this rainforest important for the native populations, or why is it important for the native populations?
Well, it's their own home. This
Yes.
is their native home. They
Yes.
depend on it for everything they need, from food, shelter, to
Because they live
medicine.
there,
It's
so they
their own-
depend on the
yes.
rainforest for everything.
Yes.
They
and
depend on it
For food.
They
For
need
food.
For
from
tools.
food and tools. They need food. They need tools. They need
medicine.
medicines.
A place
They need
to live.
shelter.
Yes.
That's why it is important for them.
Yes.
That's
and
it.
it's a very rich environment, so they can live there peacefully unless
Exactly.
we come and
Exactly.
cut it down.
Now, I think, dear students, we have talked a lot about, or in details about these three texts.
Yes.
But when we, let's say, read any text, as I said before the break, please don't try to learn by heart, I mean, the meanings of words or the new words themselves.
Just to get the idea.
This strategy, in my opinion, in my colleagues' opinion also, is not good. if you want to improve your language, your English, just try to discuss the main ideas of any text and how to use the new words, the meaning maybe of the meanings of some new words in each text in English, not in Arabic, and how to use them. That's it. It's not required from you to translate word by word each text into Arabic.
They can
No.
just get the idea.
It is a wrong
general
strategy,
idea.
The main
and I
idea.
advise
Yes.
all our colleagues in the field to give you an idea how to study or how to improve the reading skill. The more you read, the more words you will have, and you will focus, of course, when you read on the structures, the sentences, the new words, everything in the text. So don't follow a wrong strategy. I mean, the translation method is a traditional method and it's not good for you. Now, we have finished everything about the three texts. It's time, I think, to talk about some grammatical skills in Unit 3 and in Unit 4. A lot of calls, we have received a lot of calls about how to write a wish sentence. I think it is a good, let's say, strategy to start with, before talking about wish, to talk about something different, which is not explained in your course. It is the relative clauses. The relative clauses, when we use who or which and that. Why do we in general use relative clauses? It is an important question. When we use a relative clause, we should start with a relative pronoun. So we should know why, the reason. Why are relative clauses used in English in general before explaining relative clauses?
Especially that
And before doing that,
Yeah.
we have to answer, or we have to receive a call.
Yes, okay.
Ali from Latakia. Okay, good afternoon, Ali. Ali,
أيوة.
I can't hear you, I'm sorry. Ali,
Good morning.
good afternoon.
Good morning.
Good afternoon, Ali.
Good morning.
Voice, please. No voice.
How are you?
I can't hear you, I'm sorry. You have to repeat, maybe, to call us again. Okay, I'm sorry, we don't have a call. Let's go on anyway.
Okay.
So we can again use the laptop. The title is very clear. Thank you very much. It is about relative clauses with who, which, and that. Before going on, dear colleagues, a question for you.
Yeah.
Why do we use relative clauses?
They usually identify the person or the thing that we are talking about.
Good.
To give
If
more
we are
information.
talking about a person, the relative clause
Is who?
identifies the person we are talking about.
Yes.
We will show the students
In examples.
how in
Okay.
examples.
One.
This is one reason, maybe. Do we have another reason, Mr. Hussam?
Yes, to give more information.
Extra information. Sometimes
information
the
about
person or the thing,
information.
Someone
not
or
only the
something.
person, but the thing. I mean, to say exactly who we are talking about or what
we are talking about.
talking
Yes.
about. This is one reason.
Yes.
Another reason is to give extra information about something or about a person sometimes. For example, when I talk about my uncle, my friend, my brother, okay, I know my brother, there is no need to,
Yes.
let's say, define
Yeah,
the
but
person.
you
He
use
is known for me, he
for
is
the
known
other.
for me, and he is known for you. So there is no need to define the noun. But I'd like to add maybe extra information about him. When I tell you, Hussam, my brother visited me last night. It's
Which
okay,
one?
it's clear. But if I want to add extra
Yes.
information about my brother, my brother
Who works as
in a
a
bank
doctor.
visited me last night.
Especially
It's
if you
okay,
have
I
more than
added
one brother.
extra information
Yes.
by
Yeah.
using a relative
Especially if
pronoun.
you have more than one brother.
Exactly.
So it could
But
be
when,
very useful.
exactly. This is what I mean,
Yeah.
Ms. Lema. Thank you. When I have more than one brother and I want to define
Exactly who is
or
it?
to say exactly who I am talking about,
Yes.
I use
I
the
tell you,
pronoun.
my brother, because I have three brothers, one of them is an engineer, one of them, for example, is a doctor, and one of them
Is a
works
judge.
in a bank.
Yes.
So I say, my brother who works in a bank visited
Exactly,
me last
yes.
night. So here in this
No, it's
case,
more
I
comprehensive.
try to
Specification.
define,
Yes.
to define the person who I am talking about. Thank you very much. Let me start with you, Ms. Lama. We can start talking about relative clauses, please.
Yes, so we, as we said, that relative clauses identify which person or thing we are talking about. We have examples, we have a kind of conversation here. Who lived in the upstairs flat? Jill? No. Natalie is the student who failed all her exams. Alas.
So Jill is talking about another Natalie.
Another Natalie.
Not Natalie,
who is still
the
a
woman
student.
who lived in the upstairs
and the
flat.
student who failed all her exams.
Good, good.
She's working in a shop in the mall now. The shop that, which shop? The shop that sells leather goods.
Good.
So here we add more information about places, about person or thing to make it more clearer to the one we are talking about, to identify which thing, which person we are talking about.
Good. So we
Yes.
have who,
And-
which, and that.
Yeah,
Yes.
that it can comes with
Who and which
who for
go
person.
after the noun.
Yes, go after the noun. Who and which go after the noun, and at the beginning of relative
Good.
clause, who refers to people and which refers to things.
Good.
For example, I don't like people who tell jokes all the time. So who refers to people. There are several restaurants which do great lunches. So here are talking about the restaurants.
Thank you very much. What about that, Mr. Husam?
Yes. This means that we can use that instead of who or which.
Good.
It can be used for people or for things. Example, Mrs. Brilliant is the woman who, and I can say that, who or that owns that enormous house. Mrs. Brilliant is the woman who or that owns that enormous house. Here we used, and the first time we used who to refer to people, to the woman, and it's
we
okay
can
to
use
say
that
that.
for
Say
people.
the woman
Yes.
that
Okay,
owns.
it's
It's
okay.
okay.
Another example,
Okay.
we saw the actual spacecraft, which it's a thing, or we can say that landed on the moon. Then we saw the actual spacecraft, which or that landed on the moon. Again, here we used which because it's a thing we are talking about, and also we can say that instead of which.
Good.
A third example,
Now with people,
With
we use
people-
who.
Who is
Yes.
more usual.
who is more
Who is
usual.
more
yes.
usual with
Yes.
And
people.
with things,
And that is more usual with things.
Yes.
But it's
But we
okay
can
to
use
use it. Yes,
We
we
can.
can use it.
But not, let's say, all the time. I mean,
For-
when we are going to explain
Yeah.
Yes.
the types maybe of relative clauses, so don't be in a hurry. Maybe the
Okay.
answer is coming
We'll
later.
slow down. Okay.
Okay.
Here we have got some examples from the book.
Yes.
It's about Eden Project, and
Fill in the
we
gaps.
are asked to complete the following paragraph by filling in the gaps. The Eden Project, and here we are talking about something, and we have to use which or
That.
The Eden Project, which or that opened in the year 2000, is a living plant museum in the countryside in the southwest of England.
Good.
Millions of
Millions of visitors, and here we are talking about people, and we have to use either who or that, but who, as we have said, is more formal. Millions of visitors who come every year want to see plants from all over the world growing in this special environment.
Because here we use who because we are talking
Yes,
about
about people.
Good. What else? Now,
Now,
what is a relative pronoun? A relative pronoun, who,
which
which,
and that.
or that,
or
they-
that.
can be the subject of
Of
the
it,
clause.
yes,
It
of
can be
course.
the subject.
Yes.
Like what?
It
Ms.
refers
Lama,
to the
please?
subject. For example, in this sentence, the man who has bought the house comes from London.
Now let's go back to the same sentence.
Yeah.
Now here, who is the relative pronoun? Here, the clause in green. This is a clause
Yes.
in the main clause. The main
Yes.
clause is in black here. The
The
man
man comes from
comes from
London.
London.
Yes.
Now we added
Who has bought the
more
house.
information about the man, and we use here another clause in the
Yes.
main clause,
Yes.
it begins with who?
Yeah.
It's a
With
relative
the relative
clause.
pronoun.
Yes.
Because it begins with the relative pronoun, it is called
A relative
clause.
clause.
Who has bought the house?
It's a subject here.
So here, who here, sorry,
Is a
the subject,
Is
and
the
has
subject.
is the verb.
Yes.
Yes.
And the verb of the man here, of the subject,
Comes.
is comes.
Comes from London.
nice.
So we have to
What is the next one?
sentences. The photo which took first prize was of a farmhouse. Sorry. So the photo which took first prize was of a farmhouse.
Yes.
We have here the clause which took first prize. The main sentence is the photo
was of
was
a
of
farmhouse.
a farmhouse.
Yes.
And I give more information by using this clause which took first prize.
Okay, the last
in order
one, please.
to add information.
Yes.
The last one, the letter that came this morning was from my sister. And the main sentence that the letter was from my sister. This is the main sentence. And that came this morning. I'm talking about the letter. Which one?
Which letter?
The one that comes
That came this morning. So
Yeah.
here it is a defining clause.
Defining clause. and
or
it's-
identifying
Okay.
clause.
Yes.
I'd
So
like
it's-
just to add something,
Yes.
please. Because, as we said, a relative pronoun can be the subject of the clause.
Yes. Mhm.
Here we notice that the pronouns who, which, and that are followed directly by a verb.
Yes.
Because they are the subject.
Yes,
Subject plus verb.
exactly.
Then they are subject and
So
they
we
are
cannot
followed-
omit, you mean,
Yes,
the
we
relative
cannot
pronoun
omit the
in this
relative
case.
clause here. Yes.
We
yes,
have
yes.
to use it here.
Yes.
Yes.
We cannot omit it or delete it.
Exactly.
Yes, because it is the subject of a verb.
Yes.
It
But
can be.
in some cases, when it is not the subject, we
Yes.
have another subject
Yes,
after. In
we
this
can
case, we
omit
can
it.
omit
It's an
here,
additional
yes.
one.
Yes.
And in
Just
this
like the
case you
following
can-
Sure.
examples.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
A relative pronoun can also be the object of the clause. Like the following examples. The man who or whom you met yesterday is my friend. Who or whom. It's okay to say who or whom because it's an object
What
here.
is the difference between who or whom? Maybe some students,
Yes.
Mr. Hussam, Ms. Lama, don't have an idea about this relative
Okay.
pronoun.
Who is used generally
people.
for people. Yes,
And
both
whom
of
is
them
used
are
for
for people. Yes, both of them are for people. But who can be used as who or whom?
Yes.
Okay,
who for
it can be
subject.
used for subject, and it's okay to use
In
it
formal
as
English, we use
Informal
whom
whom
when
for
we talk
object.
about a person who is not the doer of the action.
Yes,
Yes,
in formal
yes,
English
the
we use
object.
whom
Object in the
for
sentence.
object. Yes,
Yes.
to express
So
the
here
I
we
met
can
him.
use. Yes.
I met him. Yes,
I met him yesterday. This is a clause. The main clause is the man is my friend. Another
Whom?
sentence, I met him. So I'm talking about a person. This person is not the doer of
the
the
action,
action.
yes.
So we use whom when we talk about a person who is not the doer of
He
the
is the
action.
object. He is
the
the
object.
object, yes.
The object. Yes,
yes.
exactly.
Here we can omit who or whom here because it's followed by
We have a subject. We
another
have you.
subject. Yes, you.
You mean we can say the man you met
yes,
yesterday.
The man you met
is
yesterday
my
is my friend.
And it's okay.
If we want to use, let's say, or to delete, you mean, to omit
Yes,
the
omit or
relative
delete
pronoun.
the
In this
pronoun.
case, we can. Why
We
not?
can, yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Are these the cakes? Another example. Are these the cakes which Helen baked? Here, the cakes are
The
something, and we use which.
Yes.
Here
Again, we
also
can
we can
omit
omit
it.
it,
We can.
and we can say,
Yes.
are these the cakes Helen baked?
Yes.
Another example. The TV program that we missed is repeated this evening. Here, the pronoun is, or the relative pronoun is that, and it can be which.
Yes.
Here,
Yes.
and it can be omitted
Good.
because we have another subject which is we.
Yes.
Yes.
What else?
Whose.
What about whose now, Ms. Lama?
Now, we usually use this to add more information to someone by talking about the things he has. For example, Samer is the boy whose passport is out of date. So this is the passport, and I'm talking about something he owns. The girl whose photo was in the paper lives in our street. And here, whose passport means his passport, Samer's passport. So I'm talking about something he already
His
owns.
passport is out of date. We
Yes.
have position here.
Yeah.
Yes.
So something he owns
Something belongs to someone.
to someone.
The girl whose photo.
Yes.
I'm talking about the girl whose photo was in the paper.
Yeah,
Right?
the information is about something that I can
Belongs to
identify
the
her,
girl.
belongs to her.
The photo belongs to
Yes.
the girl.
Yeah.
Yes. Here, whose passport, you mean, means his passport, Samir's
this-
passport.
yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
The owner himself.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Yes. What about the identifying clauses now?
The identifying clauses.
Yes.
Relative clauses have different uses. Identifying clauses. They identify something or somebody. Example, I'm sure I know the person who invited us. Here, who invited us is an identifying clause.
You are sure you know the person. Which person? The
Who
person
invited
who
us,
invited
yes.
us. So here you are talking about someone, to say you are telling us exactly
Identify him.
Who is the person?
who is the person.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Another example, the man whose car
Was stolen.
was stolen had to stay the
The
night.
night.
Here, which man?
The man
If I
whose
want
car
to know
was stolen.
more extra information about the man whose car was stolen
Yes.
had to stay the night.
Yes.
Not any man.
I'm not talking about the man whose leg is broken.
Broken, for example, yes.
Yes. Okay.
Towns which or that attract tourists are usually crowded and expensive. Towns which or that attract tourists are usually crowded and expensive. Which towns
Or
are
what
usually
kind,
crowded? Or what kind of towns
I'm
that
talking
are
about the
usually
towns
crowded?
which attract tourists.
Towns which attract tourists. These
Are
are the
usually-
towns
Yes.
which are
yes,
usually crowded and expensive.
Yes.
These clauses, as we have said, you identify which person and which towns the speaker means.
Good.
Yes.
The adding clauses, Ms. Lema,
Yes.
please.
These clauses add some information about someone or something. For example, Andrew, who served us, is the owner of the restaurant. So here this is an adding clause. Mr. Sami, whose car was stolen, had to stay at night.
So we know Andrew.
Yes.
Andrew, there is no need to identify the person
Or to
because
give extra
here the
information.
speaker and the listener
The clauses-
know the man.
Who Andrew
They
is.
know Andrew.
Yeah, but I use
but the
these
speaker
clauses
maybe likes to add
to
extra
add more information
Yes.
to make it more
Andrew,
clearer and
who
more
served us,
well known.
is the owner of the
Yes.
restaurant. And Mr. Sami is the same, whose car was stolen.
Mr. Sami,
Yes.
whose car
We
was
know
stolen,
Mr. Sami,
Uh-huh.
so
And
that's it. Okay?
had to stay.
Starford, which attracts many tourists, is the place where Shakespeare was born. So it's well-known place, but we can add extra information.
So these clauses
about
add
it.
extra information to
Yes.
something already identified.
Yes,
or
it's
well
well-known.
Yes,
Yes,
thank
and
you.
we add this
Lean
information.
from Tartus, good afternoon, Lean.
Good afternoon.
Lean, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
I can't hear you, I'm sorry. The voice.
Good afternoon.
Yes, good afternoon, Lean.
Hello.
Hello.
Can you hear me now?
A little bit. Would you please raise your voice? Now, I
Now
can
it's
hear you
good?
now, okay?
Okay. I have a question.
What is your question?
My question is about passive voice.
The passive voice. What about it?
Can I say that the following sentence is in the passive voice?
Which one?
My brother had his haircut.
My brother
Has-
His haircut.
has what?
His haircut.
Has his hair cut.
Yes.
No, it's not in the passive.
It's a cause
Mr.
of-
Hussam, please.
Okay.
Mr. Hussam is
Okay,
writing
okay.
your sentence.
Yes.
Okay.
Hello, Lean. The sentence says, my brother has his hair cut or had. I can't hear
has.
you.
It's
Has,
okay.
it's okay to
Has,
say
his
has
own.
or had. This sentence
yes.
is not in the passive voice, but it's in the causative verb. We have causative verb here. Yes.
Something done by
Something
someone
done,
else.
about something done. Some people call it passive voice with have.
In
Some
fact,
people, yes,
I'd
in
like,
fact,
I'd
yes.
like Lean to add something in this seminar. Maybe a lot or a good number, a large number of the students, they follow the rule, the grammatical rule,
Yes.
Mr. Hussam, but they don't understand maybe sometimes the content. I mean, why we use the passive, why we use the causative verb have. They have no idea about it.
They don't know the doer.
Lean. When we use the active voice, what does it mean? Let me give you an example, a short one. Okay?
Okay.
I, painted my house.
Yes.
Who is the doer here?
It's me.
Who did
I.
the action? Who
What?
did the action?
The subject.
It's me, the speaker.
Yeah.
Right?
Right, yes.
It's okay. Let's use another subject. Forget about me. My brother painted the house. Who painted the house?
He.
My
My brother.
My brother.
Okay?
My brother, yeah.
My brother painted the. So here the sentence we say is written in the passive voice. Why? Because it tells us what the subject did. Okay?
Yeah, active.
What the subject did. Okay?
Okay.
But when we say the house was painted by my brother,
Yes.
where is the subject here? My house. Right?
Yes.
So this sentence tells us what happened
To the house.
to the subject, right? Not
Right.
what the subject did. In this case, we say it is written in the passive voice. You know now the meaning of the passive?
Yes.
Do you know now the meaning of
Yes,
the passive? We
thank
use the
you.
passive when we want to talk about what happens or what happened to the subject, not what the subject did.
Sentences, the
Exactly.
doer is
Yes.
not there. The
Sometimes,
positive and
sometimes
passive.
we don't know the doer, Lee.
Yes.
I entered my house, for example. I discovered that my house is stolen. I don't know the doer of the action.
Can we use
I
the
say,
overhead?
I say, my house is stolen. Why? Because the action is more important than the doer
The
of the
doer
action.
of the action, yes.
Clear?
Yeah.
Can we use
Yes.
the
That's it.
overhead, please?
Maybe I'm afraid we don't have time, Mr. Hussam,
Okay.
Short of time.
for the overhead because
It's
we
okay.
have to cover the
Yeah, okay.
the exercise of wish
Maybe the
sentences.
main point
Yes.
Maybe
is
we are going to in our next seminar we are going to talk about the passive voice in details. It's okay,
With
but now
causative.
you know the reason why we use the passive. Okay, so but this
Okay.
sentence you have just given us a
brother
sentence
has his
which is
haircut.
written by using the causative
The
verb
causative
have.
verb.
We say that this structure is not the
It's not
passive,
passive
it's
voice.
not the active, no, it is written in the causative form.
Even
I
though
mean,
the doer is not there.
we have the verb have here or has. In this case, when you are not the doer of the action, when you ask someone else to do the action for you, I mean,
Yes.
my brother painted the house, this is active. The house was painted by my brother, this one is passive.
Passive.
Yes.
My brother had the house painted.
So this is
So
causative.
Did he
I
paint
mean,
the house?
my
No.
brother asked someone to paint the house for him. Okay?
Yes.
We call this
Okay.
form or this structure causative.
Then the answer is that this
in which
sentence,
we use the causative verb have.
this sentence is not in the passive voice.
No.
Yes.
So the sentence you have just given us is not written in the passive.
causative, it's not passive.
We have in general three structures in English. We can write the sentence in three different structures: the active voice, the passive voice, and the
And the
causative.
causative verb.
So that's it. Passive, active, causative. Okay?
Okay.
So causative is not passive.
And this is causative.
And this one is causative.
Yes.
Is it clear?
Yes.
Okay,
Thank you
Neen,
very much.
thanks for your call. We wish you good luck. Thank you. Okay, we don't have, I'm sorry, Mr. Hussam, but we don't have enough time.
Yeah,
Okay, okay,
we are
it's
running
okay.
out of
Maybe we
time.
have to cover the...
Just to make it clear,
Topics,
and you have made
yes,
it clear.
our
It's okay, it's
topics.
okay.
Frankly, yes.
What else? Let's talk about time words now.
Yeah.
Yes, time words.
Dear students, in Unit 4 maybe, we have time words. We
Yeah.
have when, in your course in general.
Yeah.
Yes.
Before, after, when, while, as. We have some connecting words.
Yes.
Connecting words. And these connecting words are used to connect, to join two clauses together.
Yes.
Mr. Hussam, please. Let
Time
us start
words.
with you.
If we say, my leg hurts when I walk, here we have got two sentences. My leg hurts and I walk.
Linked by
Linked by when.
when. Yeah.
I hear the news on the radio. As or while, it's okay to say as or while, the same meaning.
I was.
driving home. As or while means during the time when I was driving home. When and after the speaker sat down, no one knew what to say.
Good.
Yes.
We have another linking words like as soon as I'd left the house, it started to rain. It means immediately after I had left my house. I must get to the post office before it closes, and before is a linking word. You have to wait until, this is a linking word, the light changes to green. It means up to the time.
This is the meaning of until.
Yes, until. I've been sad since you left, so this
From
is
that
from the
time.
time you left, I've been sad.
Yes. Okay. Else?
Another, we have but and although and in spite of.
They are not time words, they are
Linking.
something else, just
Yes.
linking words.
Linking words, but although and in spite of. Examples, the jacket was nice, but it was too small. It means
We
that
have a
there is something
contrast
wrong.
here.
Yes,
Contrast.
something wrong.
Contrast.
We have a contrast. All of them serve the same meaning.
Unexpected result here.
Yes.
Although I like the sweater,
I didn't buy
I
it.
didn't buy it.
So-
I like the sweater, but
I
didn't
didn't like it.
So
The same.
This,
The
it's
same
an
meaning.
expected result.
Yes.
Unexpected result.
Yes.
Yes.
Tom felt perfectly calm in spite of dangers.
After in spite of, we have to use a noun.
Yes,
Yeah,
Not
of
a
course.
clause.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Now, we have here we are going to use to for purpose, or to express the purpose. We can use the to infinitive to say why someone does something, what the purpose of an action is. Example, most people work to earn money. We went to the library to get some books.
So after 10, we have to use the
Yeah,
infinitive.
infinitive.
Yeah.
Yes,
Not a
the verb is
clause.
the infinitive,
No.
not a clause and
Yes.
not a noun. Yes.
In order to.
In order to, it's more formal than to. It's the same in the meaning.
same meaning.
Yes. Example, the government took new measures in order to reduce crime. And another example, Fuad was hurrying in order to miss.
In order not
to miss,
to miss.
his
This is
train.
the negative
Here,
form
the negative form of in order,
in order to. In order to or in order
not
not
to.
to.
Yes,
Okay,
exactly.
We have so that, and after so that, we usually use a subject and a main verb. For example, we say
Talk about
farmers,
result here.
Yes, and we need a subject and a verb.
Yes.
Farmers cut down trees so that we have to say to
use
use
a
the
clause,
subject.
a clause.
They have more land
Yes,
for
yes.
growing crops. I'll post the car today so that it gets there on time.
Good.
There is
Subject, verb,
a
and
slight
clause.
difference in meaning between the first one and the second one.
Here we have some drill or a
We have
drill.
some
Choose the correct words in
activities.
brackets.
Yes.
Number one, Miss
Miss-
Hayek, who or
Or
which we have to choose here, is a teacher at my school is leaving soon.
Who is a
and because
teacher?
Mrs. Hayek is
A person.
we have to use who. Number
The
two,
charity, of course, here we are talking about a
is
thing, not
based?
a person, which is based in France, has several projects in Africa too.
we have chosen which, yes, because it's a thing, okay?
Yeah.
Number three, my cousins, and they are people who live in Denmark. We have to choose who here. What
Yes.
what do they do? Email us often. My cousins who live in Denmark email us often.
I spent a week, sorry,
Number
we are
four.
still here. Thank you for taking me to the exhibition, which I enjoyed a lot. It's not a people, again, it's not a person.
We are
it's a
talking
place
about an
or a thing.
exhibition, not
Yes,
a person.
Not a person.
Yes.
Now, again, use joining the sentences using who or which. I think it's clear now. So we use who for people, which for things. I spent a weekend. Now here we have exercises. We have to link these two sentences using the linking words. I spent a week by the sea. It was wonderful. And using this linking word, we can say, I spent a weekend by the sea, which was wonderful. I'm talking about spending the weekend. The earth is getting hotter. It's causing the ice caps to melt, and I can join them by using which. The earth is getting hotter, which is causing the ice caps to
Yes.
melt.
Now another exercise.
Again, exercises.
Can we skip to which because of
It's
the
okay.
time?
It's okay. No, we have
Okay.
time.
Yeah.
My uncle is
My
coming
uncle
to
is
visit
coming
us
to visit
soon.
us soon. He works in a hotel. It's similar to the example you have
Yes.
mentioned. My uncle, who works in a hotel, is coming to visit us soon. Tourists come to Syria. They usually go to Palmyra. And
Tourists who come to Syria.
we have to put who
Yes,
or
yes,
the
yes, of course.
relative pronoun immediately after the
Yes.
subject. Tourists who come to Syria usually go to Palmyra.
Other examples about choosing from
Yes,
brackets,
yes.
But not about who or which,
Linking
something
words.
else, yes. Number one, I'll phone you until or as soon as I arrive.
As soon as
As soon as I arrive.
According
Number
to the
two,
meaning of the sentence,
yes,
of course.
I
I always
brush
brush my teeth before I go to bed. We have
Yes.
to choose before here. Number three, I hope I manage to see you before you go on holiday. Number four, after a few hours, I got tired of playing video games.
We have to use after
Yes,
here,
we have to use
because
after.
after when we use a clause.
Yes,
But when after a few hours, we can use after the word after
As a
clause
preposition of time.
or a phrase.
Yes.
So
Yes.
here we have a phrase.
Yes.
And
We
have
can't
only
use when.
After.
When a few
we can
hours.
use
yes.
after here.
Yes, number five,
Yes.
when you see Hind, tell her I said hello.
Good.
Here we have subject verb and
Yes.
rest after when.
Another exercise is on choosing the correct words in brackets.
Yes.
But
The
it's now
Amazon
about the
rainforest
linking
has an
words.
important effect on the climate of the world.
We have to choose between so
Why?
that
Because
or
it
because.
covers.
It covers. So
because
we have
large
subject
areas
and
of
verb.
forest have been cut down.
so
so
that
that.
the soul.
Yes,
Why?
yes.
Because we don't have a subject and a verb
Loggers cut down trees.
in order to sell the.
Exactly. Now,
More drills. Yes.
I think we have Fadia didn't go to school yesterday
because she felt ill.
I
Yes.
went to the post office.
In order
To
or
buy.
to.
To or in order to buy some
stamps.
In
stamps.
order to or
Ahmad.
to the same.
Yes.
Ahmed went to the airport in order to meet his brother Khalid.
Yes. And the last
People
one.
write things in their diaries
In order
Yes.
not to.
in order
Now-
not to forget important things.
Now we have maybe 3
We
minutes.
come
How
to
to write a wish sentence.
Now we can
Yes.
do
Okay.
it. Okay.
Use I wish and would.
Yeah.
Mr. Hussam,
Yes.
please.
Yeah.
Use I wish plus would to express a wish for a change in how someone behaves. You are not polite to my friends. I wish you would be more polite to my friends. I wish you wouldn't argue all the time.
Again,
We can
we
say
use wish
one of them.
and plus would to express a wish for someone or something to
For
happen.
someone to do something.
Yeah, or to make
or
it
for
happen.
something to happen.
Yes.
Yes.
For example, your room is not tidy,
Tidy.
so I wish you would tidy up this room. So
Or this mess,
Yes,
yes.
this is my wish.
Okay, another one. We use wish plus past tense verb to express a wish for the present situation
To be
to be
different.
different. This room isn't very big. I wish it was a bit bigger. I can't sleep at night. I wish I could sleep at night.
Very nice.
Yeah, and we have now a wish with past perfect.
So, okay, never mind. Let's go on. Let's forget about this. Let's do the last exercise at page 26.
Yes.
How to write a wish
write a wish
sentence. Of course, in the exam, dear students, you will be given a sentence. Maybe you may be given a sentence, a negative situation, as we said, and we ask you between brackets to use I wish, which means to write a wish sentence. Now, use I wish. It's the same as in the exam
can
of
be
the
done in different
baccalaureate, in the
ways.
final exam.
Yes.
I wish, the students here has to use the word I wish or the phrase, the clause.
The first
I wish, sorry.
example.
I could swim. Of course, here we can stop here. We can say, I wish I could. That's it.
Yes.
It's okay.
That's
Or
enough.
to continue, it's okay.
It's the
Both of
auxiliary
them-
and they can stop
Both
here.
of them are correct.
Yes.
And
The next
and
one,
even they can
I
be
am
done
a
in
slow
different ways.
reader. Yes.
Yes, I'm a slow reader. I wish I wasn't or weren't a slow reader, or we can stop here.
Yes.
My brother spends too much time talking on the phone. I wish he wouldn't, or he wouldn't spend too
Yes.
much time.
I wish
He would change this
He would
habit.
change
this
so
habit.
It can be
This
done
habit,
in
yes.
Yes.
different ways. Just to
Yes.
say that I wish
Or
something
he
to
wouldn't
be in,
spend.
Yes.
somewhere. Or he wouldn't.
or,
Yes.
would,
Okay.
or he would change
Yes,
this
yes, yes.
habit.
Yes.
So we can use many different ways to
What
to
is
use the wish
important here
sentence.
in this case is that we want the student
change
to
the
use his
situation.
own words.
yes.
Yeah.
Right? So, but he has to follow the grammatical rule related to wish.
I'd like to add something,
After
please.
wish, we have to use unreal past.
We have no
The
present
student is
tenses.
free.
Yes.
He can express by using his own
This is
words.
unreal past, so
exactly.
he can't
Just
use
I'd
the
like to
present.
add
Mr.
something,
Hussam, please.
please.
Why not?
I'd like to remind our students about the using of was or were with all pronouns in wish. We can say I wish I was or I wish I were, it's okay. Even with he or she or it, it's okay. Because here we are dealing with unreal past.
You mean when we have verb to be?
Yes.
As you know, we have only two cases maybe in English grammar. We can use where with all pronouns.
Yes.
One of them is
After
in
wish.
the second type of conditionals.
Yes.
If I were rich, for example,
I would
or
have
if I
you.
was rich, I would buy a car.
If
This
I
is one
were
example. And the second case, which is when we write a wish sentence, when we use verb to be after wish, you can use where with all pronouns.
Yes.
But if you want to use was, of course, you have to use
It's okay.
was only with the third person singular. That's it. Well, I think time is over for today. Dear students, we hope that we could cover everything important in Unit 3 and in Unit 4. Of course, maybe we can do some exercises in our next seminars related to Unit 3 and Unit 4, but we feel that we have, let's say, explained everything important in these two units. At the end of this seminar, dear students, dear colleagues, let me thank my colleagues, Ms. Lama Haloum, an English supervisor from Latakia. Thanks for coming.
Thank you very much.
Thanks for your participation. And Mr. Hussam Al Mahmoud, an English teacher from Tartus Directorate. Thank you very much, Mr. Hussam, for coming from Tartus. Well, dear students, till we meet in other seminars, we wish you all the best and goodbye. Thank you.